Well, so much of the public's opinion of Washington is pretty much nothing but labels on unresolved problems. You're part of the No Labels Coalition. What exactly does that mean?
Well, you're right. First of all, a lot of people look at Washington, D.C., and they think it's broken. They see that it's broken, and they don't see a coalition of people coming together to fix the big problems that we have in this country. And our No Labels group is a group of people who believe that we need to come together and solve problems in this country. And so we leave our labels at the door. We come together and say, what are the big problems that we can get behind? And you can be from the left and the right, Republican, Democrat, come together and fix them and actually make government work for the American people.
So what are some of your responsibilities as a member of this group?
Well, as a member of the group, I'm one who says I want to look at the legislation that we craft and create, and the stuff that I agree with, I'm going to get behind. And listen, we don't have every member get behind every piece of legislation, but it's a group that's thinking outside the box. You know, not on the far right and the far left, but actually starting to work together to go, what kind of reform, what kind of legislation can we get behind that more people can buy into? Because we have to have a starting point of bipartisanship. And I think that's what this group does. It gets both sides of the aisle working together on a common cause, which is to make government work better for the American people. And so my contribution is I'm on a bill that we're going to be rolling out today with another Democrat lead. And this is a starting point, again, that is going to make government in Washington, D.C. work better.
And now lots of other organizations have tried to get the parties to work together in the past, most not really successful. How is this coalition different?
Well, listen, I think we have a far greater buy-in. We have over 70 members, most of them in the House, but some in the Senate. And we've already seen successes from this organization. The No Budget, No Pay Act that was passed earlier this year was an act that came from this No Labels group. And so when you see more excitement and more people buying into the concept, you start to see real grassroots, if you can, in Washington, D.C., this grassroots effort here around an idea that says, what are the things we can agree upon, and let's focus on that instead of what can we focus on that we disagree on. And and I think it's that concept that actually has made this work far more effectively.
So is there anyone from the other side of the aisle that you were actually surprised to find that you kind of like working with them?
Well, Christy Bustos from Illinois. I'm working with her on a bill that we're rolling out today. We hadn't had a lot of work together in the past, but we're together on a bill. I've got to know her through the process. She's fantastic. And this is just one example of the relationships that are also built across the aisle around a common set of ideas that we can all agree on.
It seems kind of that the whole atmosphere of Congress is sort of a toxic one. What do you think is wrong, and how can it be fixed? Is there an easy fix?
Well, first, I think you see the country divided as well. I mean, you start to see a greater divide from the left and the right, and that divide that takes place in the country is also happening here in Washington, D.C. And again, I think so many people here will focus on the ideas that separate them from the other side of the aisle, separate Republicans from Democrats, and that has created a toxic atmosphere. But what we want to do is say, again, what are the points of agreement? How do you build relationships with people to get good legislation done? How do you build trust between the parties? And it's that kind of trust, when built in this kind of forum, is what we can take moving forward to solve even bigger problems of the day. And that trust hasn't been in place. And if you talk about toxicity here, yes, it's a political divide, but there's a lack of trust on both sides of the aisle. I mean, in a 24-hour news cycle, you see people hitting each other not by the week or the day, they're hitting each other by the hour. And when you don't have that kind of trust and bond to work together to make Washington and America a better place, you see dysfunction. We're trying to break through that dysfunction and make this town work for the American people.
All right, Congressman Duffy, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and best of luck to you and the Commission.
Hey, thanks, Sean. Have a great day.